Words of Sri Aurobindo from the book The Mother, from the collective works of the Mother with the letters on the Mother by our Lord, volume 32, page 98, topic The Only Way to Advance. Question by a sadhak to our Lord Sri Aurobindo. This morning, when I saw the Mother, I got some contact with her consciousness. I was very impressed by her saying that she thought I am sincerely doing sadhana, and by her giving me the flower called supramental future. Both these things gave me hope, especially the later, for I have been wondering whether I could realize up to the supramental consciousness. These days, many forces have been pulling me in different directions. In this way, I don't arrive at the truth or the question of the organization of my being, but I always get a confusion and nothing is settled. Sometimes the very law of life seems to be a big fight and a disagreement. Today, I felt a quiet peace in the vital and the Mother's consciousness. For a long time, I remained quiet after seeing the Mother. I'm getting many experiences, but the consciousness gets diverted by suggestions and by activity. For this question by the sadhak, our Lord Sri Aurobindo is saying, first, a quiet mind makes consciousness easier. A quiet mind makes consciousness easier. Second, if you keep a quiet mind and a constant contact with myself and the Mother and the true light and force, then things will become easy and straight. It is the only way to get to the realization. Third, it is a mistake to think that this method will not lead you to the supramental realization. It is the only way to advance towards a supramental change. Fourth, it is because you become doubtful and begin to follow after other ways and other lower experiences that you get again confused and full of incertitudes. Keep to one way is the next point. 5. Keep to one way. The way shown to you by me. It is by following this way that you can reach the wideness you want. If you run away or if you run about on many ways, that will bring not wideness but confusion. Sixth point, here is the lower nature. There are many things, but they are in a state of disharmony. So to follow them all together means disharmony, confusion, want of organization, fight. In the higher supramental nature, there is a greater wideness and much more is there than in the lower nature. But all is harmony, organization, peace. Follow, therefore, the one way that leads you to the higher supramental nature. Seventh point, do not be impatient. Do not be impatient, because full knowledge does not come to you at once. In quietude of mind, keep the contact. Let the true light and force work, and with time, all knowledge will come and the truth will grow in you. Date 2nd Feb 1932. Next topic, taking refuge in their protection. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, you may be sure that we shall not desert you and that we would never dream of doing so. You say truly that what drives you into these moods is the Asuric Maya or a goad from the Asura. It is what we speak of as the hostile force. What answers to it is a part of a human vital that has an attraction or habit of response to suffering, self-torment, depression and despair. But in itself what comes is from outside and not from within you. It is, as I have more than once told you, a formation that has been made and repeats itself, and this is shown by the fact that once it starts, it goes round always in the same course of ideas, suggestions and feelings. So, the first thing you have to do is to recognize it for what it is. It was not, for instance, all your nature that advised you not to write to the Mother, but it was the suggestions of this force. If you recognize these things as suggestions and of a force adverse to you and your sadhana, It is easier to meet an answer than if you see it as something within yourself. The second thing is to take refuge in your better and higher self against that vital part which responds to these suggestions. You must not regard this part as all your nature, but only a part of your vital which has taken an exaggerated prominence. Even in the vital, the larger part by far was that which had high ambitions, generous feelings, a large heartedness which everybody was obliged to recognize. That is what you must regard as your real self, and you must believe that the divine has a use for that and for the faculties that have been given you. Believe not in a rajasic or egoistic spirit, but in the spirit of the instrument called and chosen to purify itself and be fit for its work and service. And because of that, you have no right to throw it or yourself away, but have to preserve quietly till you are rid of the lower nature and the Asuric Maya. At last, but not least, you have to develop the power and the habit of taking refuge in the protection of the Divine Mother and myself. It is for this reason that the habit of criticizing and judging by the outer mind or cherishing its preconceived ideas and formations must disappear. You should repeat always to yourself when it tries to rise, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother know better than myself. They have the experience and knowledge which I have not. They must surely be acting for the best and in a greater light than that of the ordinary human knowledge. If you can fix that idea in yourself so that it will remain even in the clouded moments, you will be able to face much more easily the suggestions of the Asuric Maya. The idea is that you are to become irrational. Next topic in page 104, faithfulness to the light and the call. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, when I speak of being faithful to the light of the soul and the divine call, I was not referring to anything in the past or any lapse on your part. I was simply suggesting the great need in all the crises and attacks to refuse to listen to any suggestions, impulses, lures, and to oppose to them all the call of the truth, the imperative beckoning of the light. In all doubt and depression, to say, I belong to the divine, I cannot fail. To all suggestions of impurity and unfitness, to reply, I am a child of immortality chosen by Sri Aurobindo and the Mother. I have but to be true to myself and to them. The victory is sure. Even if I fell, I would be sure to rise again. To all impulsions to depart and serve some idea or ideal to reply. This is the greatest, this is the truth, this alone can satisfy the soul within me. I will endure through all the tests and tribulations to the very end of the divine journey. This is what I mean by faithfulness to the light and the call. Date 31st March 1913. Next topic, openness to the Mother and Sri Aurobindo. Question, is it the same whether we write to Sri Aurobindo or to the Mother? Some say both are one, so whether we write to Sri Aurobindo or to the Mother, we are open to the Mother. Is that correct? For this question, our Lord says, it is true that we are one, but there is also a relation which necessitates that one should be open to the Mother. Question, can it happen that when one is open to Sri Aurobindo is not open to the Mother? Is it that whoever is open to the Mother is open to Sri Aurobindo? For that our Lord says the Mother proportion is true. If one is open to Sri Aurobindo and not to the Mother, it means that one is not really open to Sri Aurobindo. Very often Sri Aurobindo says one should allow the mother's force to govern. This is the question again by the sadhak. Very often Sri Aurobindo says one should allow the mother's force to govern. Does it mean that there is a difference between the two forces? Our Lord says there is only one force. There is one force only, the mother's force. Or if you like to put it like that, the mother is Sri Aurobindo's force. And then the sadhak again asks, somebody told me when I came here, Sri Aurobindo never used to teach us anything about the yoga. He told us to follow our own knowledge. Is this so? For this, our Lord says, I am not aware of that, but now also the mother does not teach. She always asks you to open and receive. But she does not tell them. I don't think I told people to follow their own knowledge either. 26th April 1933. Next topic, their presence. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, it is quite sure that we are with you day and night. Our Lord Sri Aurobindo says, it is quite sure that we are with you day and night. Even if you do not see the mother in your dreams or feel her presence, you should think of her as there and supporting you, and this will surely help you. If there is a natural movement of your mind to identify Shiva in the way you speak of, it jumps to myself and the mother. Why not let it take the jump? Perhaps it is not a jump but a natural transition and a reconciliation and not a conflict. Certainly your pranams are always accepted by us and always will be. Our presence, force, peace, love are always with you. That is a thing you must realize and learn to keep the consciousness of it. If you do all that, all the rest is of minor importance. Your difficulties, your own nature, etc., everything will be set apart. Keep aspiring the mother, and you are always under the guidance of the divine. These are the words of our Lord Sri Aurobindo.